Deep thoughts in the morning. I don't even know where to begin, really. I keep thinking about so many different things that I'd like to talk about. Seems like the world is very confusing at times. Where do you go from here? What's important? What's not? What can you change? And what's just going to happen regardless? I think that we were put here on this earth for a reason. To survive, to be able to live as one. I don't think we're intended to be divided all up. I think we're supposed to, try to survive with each other. Figure out how we can mesh. A lot of people get super, super angry over things, and I don't get it. I mean, most of the stuff is, you're not going to have any control over it anyway. So why let your emotions get all twisted for no reason? I think you need to make sure that your life has purpose. And what a sad existence it would be to feel like you didn't have purpose. I think that you are here for a reason, whatever that is, whether it's to help people, animals, whatever. I mean, maybe you don't even think that way. I don't know. Done a lot of things last year that touched my heart, changed me as a person, and it really made me question my own beliefs and attitudes and just my way of thinking. Homelessness is a big thing in our town, man. I guess there's all kinds of different things that can lead to it, and the most important thing that you can do is not become homeless, because I can't imagine how hard it would be to bounce back from having nothing. Absolutely nothing. Regardless if it's your fault or not. How do you bounce back from that? I'd love to hear people tell me what you would do if you were living in a tent, zero income. How do you come back from that? Initially, we're going to say, yeah, I've got to get a job, right? Okay, so I've got a job, and let's say I can make a couple $100s a week. So I go to bed at night freezing with $200 in my pocket. Is it easier for me to just go get a warm place to stay for a night or two, or keep saving that money? How much does it cost to go from nothing to living in a house? What would be the very absolute cheapest that you think you could get into a place where you weren't freezing or outside at night? I mean, like the cheapest, rent a room, whatever. I mean, you're going to have to pay utilities. I know there's sleeping rooms around Chillicothe for what, $200-300. But what do you do for food? I don't think those places have, a kitchen or anything like that. I mean, it just seems so horrible. Then, I mean, even if you do, okay, so let's say you save $500-600, then you're sleeping somewhere where you're vulnerable, where anybody can rob you every single night, and then you're back to zero. Where when you wake up in the morning, the thing that is your most concern is trying to find some food. I just don't even know how you bounce back from that. What is the first steps? I know there's people out there, and I've got some friends that work in, that industry. Man, you guys are awesome. You're the heroes. You are the heroes. When we find a homeless dog, we can do something with it. It's fairly cheap, and I don't know. It hurts my heart to think that there's people outside in the winter. Even if they did it to themselves, it still hurts just thinking about it. How do they bounce back? Some of them want to. What can we do to help as a community, as the human race? Think about it. With what we do, sometimes you run across, animals that have been severely abused. Some, fighting dogs and stuff like that, where these animals, they don't know any different. From the time they were born, they were mistreated and never shown love, only how to fight. And you know what? Sometimes those dogs can be rehabilitated, but it takes a human or another dog, someone else to intervene. They can't do it by themselves. There's just no way. Humans are the same way, man. Imagine if you was a baby and you grew up in a home that was abusive, where half the words you heard were cuss words all the time, and your parents and siblings fighting and arguing, and a hungry belly all the time. How do you come back from that to become a decent human being? Yeah, people are going to say, oh, you just know. Well, I don't think so, man. I don't think, that we're really no different than a dog. If you've been raised that way, you don't know any difference until someone shows you different. So you got to step out of your comfort zone and lay a hand on someone's shoulder and show them a better way, a different way. And you can't force that on anybody. You can't beat a vicious dog into submission. It ain't going to happen, I promise. You're not going to put someone down until they agree with you. We're all in it together, man. It's a team. We can do it. It's just in the news this week about a 10-year-old little girl that was adopted, and her family ran a daycare. She was holding I think it was a 10-month-old baby, and dropped it on its head, and it started crying. So what's this little girl do to stop the crying? Stomps the head of the baby. They asked her why, and she said she just wanted it to quit. What do you do with stuff like that? Can she be rehabilitated? Probably. Does she deserve to be rehabilitated? My opinion, probably not. That's just me, though, and I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm just showing you an example that, a lot of people say for a dog, just put it down. Why waste your time? There's other good dogs out there that could use you too. I guess it's the same with people, right? So we all have to decide, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, and we're probably not even going to agree on that. But the thing is, the only way people get better, animals get better, anything gets better, is with the help of people. Gotta come together, guys. Stop the division. Stop the arguing. Figure out a way for things to work.